First of all, I'm honored to be here and be part of this workshop. I was sent to prison in 1980 for accessory to second-degree murder, and I was convinced that 10 years later I'll be out. But we got caught up in a political system to where they're using prisoners to make people think that the governors are really tough on crime, and I just got caught up on them. But I ended up doing 25 years, and I've been out for a little over 2 years, and today I'm working as a youth counselor and doing outreach. I'm part of the Community Response Network, representing API, and I love my job, even though we're not getting paid enough. That's what I want to do. I want to give back. I don't want to see another API or just any youth, get robbed by their, freedom and lose opportunity to, become somebody. So that's what I do today.
My name is German Yambao. I spent 28 years in prison, 28 years and 3 months. I came to prison in 1979. And I just recently got out. Well, recently is about a year ago. I got out on October 16th, and I'm working with United Players. I'm a case manager. I wanted to work with the youth because I knew as a young man I didn't have the kind of mentor that I would have today, and I want to just educate the public in how to work with the youth and to prevent them from being like me. And also, it's really amazing how the system is, how they treat us in there. And actually, after doing my minimum, I should have been home. That was like doing about 12 years. I ended up doing 28 years. I was suitable for parole in 1989. I met all the criteria, got educated myself, went to college, finished all that. But because of political, stop me from going home. I mean, the governor, we have to go through the governor. If I'm doing a life sentence, I have to go through the governor. So it was a process. The Board of Prison Term found me suitable 4 times. But in those 4 times, I have to come before the governor. The governor always say, yeah, it's suicidal, politically for him to say yes to me. So, but he never did say yes, but he just refused to sign my papers. But, I'm here today working with the youth, trying to make a difference to educate the public in how the system is today. So, hopefully we can kind of educate you guys how things work inside and where your money's going.
My name is Eddie Zane. I too have been in prison. I've been in prison for 21 years. I went in at the age of 16. I was charged as an adult for the crime I committed, and I ended up doing 21 years inside prison. So as you can just notice just from our brief introduction, we have spent between the 3 of us, we spent 74 years in the prison system. So, that's a lot of years. How many years does one person in one lifetime have? We spent 74 years inside. And obviously, we take responsibility for our actions. We don't minimize what we did. But at the same time, we're still being caught up in this system, and we are also being, using as a political pawn in many ways. So hopefully, during this time that we can share with you guys, we're able to exchange some ideas to see how we can stop this prison industrial complex, or to educate each other. Actually, I work for the Community Youth Center of San Francisco. I'm the senior project coordinator for Community Response Network for the Asian Pacific Islander. We do school and street outreach. We do crisis response. We do conflict mediations and court advocacy for the youth in the city of San Francisco.
I believe a lot of things have changed since 9/11. The immigration policy, and a lot of the API is more concerned about the immigration and getting sent back to their country rather than just doing the time. I think that's a big change. Before, they weren't really concerned whether you're an immigrant or, as long as you got papers saying you're an immigrant. But now you have to be a citizen. And if you're not a citizen, it's automatic. More than likely, you'll be deported to your country. You got guys in here that's almost lived all their life in America since they were 5, but their parents never filed for citizenship. So what happens is if their parents never filed for citizenship and they never filed for citizenship, it's more than likely they'll be deported. You know, and it's sad to see a lot of these guys that get out of the system, they end up getting detained by immigration, and within 6 months they get deported, not knowing what's going on where they're going.
And in the population, you know, it's more than double, you know, over 20 years. And, you know, when there's a large population of Asian, you know, they tend to, you know, break away from the group. And when me and German first doing time, you know, there was about only 12, 15 Asian, you know, San Quentin was level 4. You know, now, you know, well, I got out of Solano prison in this, you know, maximum security, and it's a lot of Asians, and you know, everybody just doing their own thing, you know. And you know, one thing doesn't change though is that you know, the family, you know, we're real close with our family. You know, we continue to get visit from family, you know, and it's sad that, you know, the visiting today is only limited to like 2 days a week, to where when we first doing time, it was like prisoners' right. You know, we can get visit anytime we want to, you know, because they believe that you know, getting a visit from your family is the best rehabilitation that you can get in prison. But today, it's like it's a privilege. That's the way of using an inmate as a slave in prison. Because if you don't work, you don't get visit. You don't work, you don't get yard activity, things like that, and less like rehab program, self-help program inside prison. You know, I'm speaking about level 3, you know, Solano.
And you guys need to understand this. When we first came in, this was in early 80s and late 70s. And I came in 79. I think Rico came in the early 80s. But there were only like 5 major prisons at that time. And since then, like, well, 25 years, almost 30 years later, you have 33 major prisons. And it's a big business, you know, and people need to realize that it's a big business, that we're worth money to these people. We're like close to 40,000 a person. Why would you want to let, you know, someone like me out who lay the golden eggs? I mean, a goose that lay the golden eggs that provide for them. So, and it's a big business now. And you have big companies that is investing in prisons. And it's also political. I mean, you know, it matters to the governors because, you know, what happens is a lot of us have to go through him to get out. I mean, wouldn't that be suicidal? I mean, anybody. You know, we need to be tough on crime, this and this, and they're promoting this rehabilitation, but yet, you know, once he signs a paper to let someone like me that's truly rehabilitated, truly went through the process, you know, I accept, I'm accountable for what I've done. You know, I accept that. But at least what you promised me, you give to me, rather than being political about my life, about, you know, about your career or your aspiration. You know, I mean, a lot of guys are behind bars because they're political. They're political prisoners. And that is so true. If you guys just see, I mean, there's guys like me that's more worthy of me to be out here and helping the public and helping the community and being the difference. We have so much violence out there. They can be the difference. And we're making a difference today in working with the youth, working with public school. I mean, they can't deal with these kids, but people like us that's been there, that have done it, you know, are able to work with these youth and be able to touch these youth and make a difference in their lives. And I see it, you know, from the time that I've got out, I began to work, I began to volunteer with working with youths.